Your business doesn't need more followers, it needs a community. Yes, having an audience might mean they will like your posts and maybe comment, but having a community means a whole swarm of people that are ready to support you and ready to buy from you. I'll show you how you can build a loyal community of customers without spending a single dime on ads. Most founders focus way too much energy on how many followers they have versus how many relationships they're building. An audience will passively consume your content, but a community actively engages with you and will support you. Building a community takes time and effort, but it does massively pay off. Your community is your strongest growth engine. They not only buy from you, but will also become your ambassadors and share your business and your products with other people. When I first started my sustainable fashion consultancy, I was bootstrapping, meaning that I didn't have a lot of marketing budget. And so I decided to do a lot of things organically. I started a podcast called Recloseted Radio. I also did a lot of social media. So I was on Instagram and I was also doing an email newsletter. From all of that, whenever I would get a new community member, I would personally DM them, I would welcome them, I would try to figure out what resources I could send them to support them. And obviously that's not very scalable. But over time, I was able to build such a dialed in and amazing community. And I didn't have a ton of followers. At the time, I think I had maybe around 3,000. I was still able to make multiple 5 figures a month just from those 3,000 followers. And I don't know about you, I would much rather only have 3,000 dialed in people than 3 million passive followers that don't buy anything. Again, it's not about the follower numbers, it's about how dialed in and how engaged your community is. By now, you're like, okay, I get it, Selena. I want a community. Tell me how I can build a community. The first thing I'm going to say is that building a community takes time and effort, but again, it pays off. It's well worth the effort and the time required. How you're going to do this is by doing the unscalable. And I know all the time when you're building a company, investors and people will always be like, oh, think about how you can make this scalable in the long run. But when it comes to building a community, I want you to do the exact opposite. This is the time where you want to do things that don't scale so that you can build your day one diehard fans. I'm going to give you some examples. There's a supplement company that's doing really well right now. It's called Array. Their founders, Sif and Nish, have gone on podcasts and publicly said that in the early days, when they got their first few Array orders, they would write handwritten notes to all their customers. They would make it really customized. They would stalk their profiles a little bit to try to figure out how they could tailor it. Not only that, they would take a Polaroid photo. So the two founders, they're married now, but Sif and Nish would take a Polaroid photo of themselves and include it in the Array order. That is insane. That is not scalable at all. But they did that so that they could build their day one diehard audience members. Instead of thinking of your community as followers that are spectators, think of them as your inner circle. Think about right now, what could you do that would welcome people and help you stand out amongst all your other competitors, amongst all the other businesses out there? You can leverage the Notion workbook down below to help you do that. The other thing you can do is to tap into partnerships and referrals as well. The key is to make sure that your ideal customer is in their community as well. You could do simple things just by tagging each other in your Instagram stories or doing joint Instagram posts or whatever that looks like. If you both have podcasts, you could do a podcast swap. This is another great way to grow your community, nurture them, and then of course, do things that don't scale. My challenge to you is to figure out how you can grow your community in a way that won't scale. You can leverage the Notion workbook down below. And then I want you to do this to 50 of your community members over the next week. Maybe it is doing, 10 messages a day or 10 letters a day or whatever it is you've decided to do that won't scale, but will help you build a diehard raving community of fans from day one. Super proud of you. And once you've completed your community strategy, I will see you in the next video.